My name's Dave Hepworth. I'm just going to show you how to cook a fried egg today, the way I like it cooked. First time I cooked anything was a fried egg, and I made a scrumlet, which is basically scrambled egg and omelette. I put everything in the pan cold and then turned it on. Edible, but not brilliant. So today I'm going to show you how to cook a fried egg. I'm not going to use 1 cal sprays. I'm going to talk about the oils I'm going to use and why. We're going to talk about fats, not this sort, but it does end up there. So over here we have a number of fats. Rapeseed oil, that's our own native oil. It's fantastic. Cook, you can fry, you can do lots of stuff with that on salads, etc. I'm not going to use that today, and I'm not going to use olive oil either. The reason why I'm not going to use olive oil is because it has a lower cooking temperature. So I'm going to put these to one side. I'm not going to use veg oil. I could use veg oil, and actually most of the oil you get in England that's called veg oil is actually, if you can see on the camera, rapeseed oil. I could use lard, which is pork fat. I'm not going to use that today, but I could do. I cook lots of things with butter, but never a fried egg. What I'm going to use today is beef dripping. It's great for all sorts of stuff. So it's great for chips, all sorts of frying, because actually animal fat, once rendered down, it doesn't go off as quick as your vegetable oils. Vegetable oils will degrade as soon as you start cooking with them. Your beef dripping will last for quite some time. Now I'm using just an IKEA non-stick pan, it's nothing fancy, probably cost about 15 quid, and but it's got a great non-stick to it. So that can go on one side as well. So when you're cooking your egg, when you're frying it, a lot of people think shallow frying is putting the bare essential oil in the pan, just enough to provide a film, and then frying. Actually, shallow frying is covering your food up to half of the thickness, and then you turn it over and you cook the rest of it once it's ready. Deep frying is where it just goes straight in and submerged. Unless you start mashing it up in there and whisking it up with a fork, it's not going to incorporate a lot of fat, if any, into the egg itself. The fat will sit on the skin. Right, that's probably enough. One of the things a lot of people do with a fried egg is start off with a very hot pan. You get this crusty layer on the bottom of the egg. Now, if I was cooking an omelette, I kind of like a golden layer to it. I do like it to go slightly brown, although classically you would not have any colour in your omelette whatsoever. Oh, this is smelling good already. That's how we used to cook our chips. We'll probably just fast forward there until it's finished melting. Okay, so I've got my fat ready now. I really like Burford brown eggs. They're probably one of my favourite. I really like them. These are just your bog standard free range eggs. Okay, bog standard, I got them from Waitrose, but you know, they're free range. You could get barn fed, but I really wouldn't recommend that. Anything that's had a good life is going to taste good. Anything that's had a bad life is not going to taste good. So I'm going to fry 2 eggs. One of the things that I've found is you can test whether an egg is good is literally to spin it, you stop, and if it keeps spinning after you've stopped it, then it's still good because you've got movement inside, the egg is still moving around inside. So I'm going to go ahead and start building my sandwich. I'm using a sourdough loaf here, and I'm probably going to use about that much. So that's a fairly sized manwich. I'm using Stokes ketchup. I like Stokes. The next best thing I reckon is M&S ketchup. Don't like Waitrose, it's too thin. So this isn't going to take long now. So I'm going to stop waffling, and I'm going to put my egg in here. And I can feel the heat from that pan, and I'm just going to fry off another couple of eggs. Right. So this time when I put it in, there's still some noise, but it's not spitting up, it's not crackling. So yeah, this time we still got a few bubbles, but actually less so than the previous version. If I just put the previous version here in front of the camera, just tip that down slightly, you can have a look there at those eggs. Put that back, and these eggs now are pretty much done. So really quick. I've not had to worry about breaking the yolk, hopefully. I could still do it, but that's not my plan. Let's have another look at those. There we go, that's that camera there. Right, I'm going to pour out most of this fat, just a dribble in the bottom. About the same as you'd have if you were putting butter on your bread. That's all I'm interested in. I'm just replacing that butter with dripping. Okay. Now this time I'm going to turn that back up. And while I'm doing that, eggs are really good for you. They've got vitamin B12, they've got vitamin D, which helps your calcium. And actually at the moment for immunity, that's really good. They're good for your memory, they're good for your eyesight. And actually in a calorie, there's only 60 to 80 calories in an egg. They really are fantastic. Obviously, I'm not a nutritionist. I'm just a bloke who likes food. If you've got a problem, high cholesterol, obviously see a vet. We're just going to rub the oil all over the surface here. So we've got that beef dripping. We just want that on the bread as we begin to toast it. Being sourdough, it's already got a crispy outside, but let's make another texture inside. So now we've got nice toasty bread that we can use. We've cleaned our pan out and we can turn that off once that starts to percolate. So because I've used the fat on the bread, what I don't like is no fat, because as soon as you put it on, your ketchup soaks into your bread, changes the texture. So I like a fair bit of ketchup, although that's probably more than I normally have, but we'll go for it. And then let's get our eggs. So I'm going to use the last two that I did, just because they're going to be hotter. The other ones won't go to waste, don't worry. So here we have pretty much the finished article. I'm going to hold it up to this camera here. Now we can see that egg yolk. Oh, I'm going to squeeze that. Oh, isn't that just great? It's like its own little sauce. Okay, well I hope you've enjoyed today. Learned a little bit about eggs, and well, the next time I might make a bacon sandwich, or maybe something posh, who knows. Thanks for watching.